The following is a presentation of 2 Sports, the leader in local sports coverage.
Mother Nature has finally given us a dose of real football weather. Tonight's game time temperature not expected to get much higher than 60. The action will heat up on the field with Easton taking on Freedom in an important Lehigh Valley Conference football game. Good evening once again and welcome to high school football. Mike Zambelli joined by Jim Wills. Regina Potocny will be along in just a moment. And indeed, it does feel a little bit more like football, and with it, a very important football contest. We take a look at Steve Shifford and his Easton Red Rovers. While they are 5-1 overall, 4-1 in the conference, still very much alive for a possible championship there. There have been some questions surrounding them, and they have rebounded after their lone loss against Whitehall to win 2 in a row, particularly by the defense. But Jim, the big question being asked is where's Jared? Jared Holly, the multi-purpose athlete, will get to start tonight at quarterback.
Where is he, Mike? He's everywhere. He's a receiver, he's a running back, he's a quarterback, and in all 3 positions, he's passed for over 200 yards, he's run for over 200 yards. On the receiving end, he's on 200 yards. So they can't bottle him up, can't put him in one category. He does everything well. He's done a great job for them. This will be his 3rd start, and he's just really, Steve Shifford has all the confidence in the world for him to be in a good position again tonight.
Well, for Jason Rodham and his Freedom Patriots, they are 4-2 overall, 3-2 in the conference. Another big ball game for him, and that's what he shared with us a couple of weeks ago. Mike and Jimmy said, we want to play in a big game every week. He certainly has an opportunity here with his team this evening. Offensively, they have been really, really good, and it starts with quarterback Joe Weaver.
Yeah, Joe Weaver's done an outstanding job, Mike. Passed for over 1,000 yards this year, 12 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. Really consistent, has a trio of great receivers, and has really been smart decision-making. That's been the key this year. Really smart decisions, hasn't thrown the ball away, as we said, and looking for him tonight to have a big game. That's going to be the key in this whole ball game.
Well, we mentioned the Lehigh Valley Conference. It's also a very pivotal game for both in the District 11 standings, with Easton currently tied for 5th and Freedom 9th. That would be the odd team out in the District 11 tournament and the sub-regional playoffs. Looking for a great hard-hitting football game tonight. Stay with us. Freedom and Easton. It's yours next.
Since the Overhead Door Company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy has been making life easier for you, the name you trust most when you need your prescription filled. That's because getting your prescription right is our #1 priority, and only Walters Pharmacy delivers anywhere in Allentown for free. Our wide selection of health products and mobile equipment, as well as our convenient hours, make Walters Pharmacy the fast and convenient choice.
I went to Walters Pharmacy and they were able to supply all of my child's needed medications.
I call Walters Pharmacy for all my prescriptions and healthcare items and have them delivered to my door.
Walters Pharmacy in Allentown.
Caring teachers, disciplined, safe, structured environment, college-bound students, academic excellence, values for a lifetime. All this and more. Do you want these things for your teenager? Bethlehem Catholic and Allentown Central Catholic, high schools of the Diocese of Allentown, students who are learning to change the world.
Been thinking about a new Accord? Get to Phillipsburg Easton Honda's Accord Race to the Record. We are out to finish number 1, and here's how. With our best price guarantee. Oh, yeah. Drive an Accord for only $169 a month. We make it easy to afford an Accord. We'll save you up to $4,000 off Accord MSRP and pay top dollar for your trade. Phillipsburg Easton Honda is putting the pedal to the metal on Accord pricing, and you're still sitting there? Get to Phillipsburg Easton Honda. The Accord race is on, and you're the winner.
Freedom has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. Easton will get the football first. As you get a look across the Bethlehem area school district stadium at the Easton High School marching band, both bands of course terrific and part of the great excitement that is tonight's high school football game. 36th meeting between Easton and Freedom. The Red Rovers have won 28, lost 5. There have been 2 ties. They have won the last 6 straight, including last year by a final of 39-0. And a reminder now for our opening kickoff with it right around the corner, sponsored by Kleckner & Sons Appliances, the leader in sales and service for over 62 years. If a touchdown is scored during this kickoff, a name will be drawn, and the winner will receive a $150 gift certificate to Kleckner & Sons Appliances. For your chance to win, visit Kleckner & Sons Appliances in Whitehall or Emmaus. No purchase is necessary. And Jim, of course, we have seen an opening kickoff returned for a touchdown already this year. So we'll see if we've got a $150 gift certificate to give out very shortly. As we look at the Red Rovers' far side. And Jason Roeder, more than a little bit revved up. We spent time with him prior to the game, Jim. He was excited for his team, excited for the staff. There have not been a lot of October wins with Jason Roeder in the helm or in the leadership role for Freedom. Here is Jared Holly on the return, and Holly will get it out across the 22-yard line, and that's where Easton will start 1st and 10. Regina Potocny joining us and has her first report on a chilly night here at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium.
It is quite chilly down here, Mike. Much different than the first 6 weeks we've seen here for high school football. But in speaking with both coaches this week during practice, Coach Schiffer told us, no, for us tonight it's concentration. We have to work on making our assignments, tackling better, and having no slip-ups. While Freedom's head coach Jason Roeder said, tonight it's another C word, but this one is consistency. We haven't been able to put all 3 aspects of the game together. Hopefully this week we'll be able to get that done.
First play from scrimmage, it is Jared Holly. He tosses to Gary Fish. Gary Fish and Kyle Harbridge have combined to rush for over 800 yards on the year. They'll get the bulk of the carrying. Tonight's officiating crew, Joe Diorio, referee, Tom Partridge, your umpire, Anthony Durso, the linesman, Dave Hemmerly, your line judge, and Pete Kunnick is the back judge for this evening's football game here in the Lehigh Valley Conference. Gain of about a yard on first down for Gary Fish. Holly barking out the signals. Here's some play action. Gains the corner right side, little pump fake, and here is Holly in space, and that's a whole lot of trouble. There's a penalty marker, now 2-3 of them down, as Holly is ushered out of bounds at about the 46-yard line, but this one looks like it's going to be called back.
And there's another penalty flag, Mike, that came down at the end of the play. You see official Joe Diorio there, right on the spot. I think we're going to have a late hit out of bounds as well on this.
Going to run. You have a live ball, blocking it back on white. After the ball, dead ball, personal foul on black. On black. So we're going to always...
Where you're going to see Holly come out of the pocket. Now, this is what makes him so dangerous as the quarterback. He gives that pump fake, and then he's off to the races. And now he's coming across the field. This is where the illegal block in the back takes place, but then the late hit takes place. You're going to see here in the momentum going out of bounds.
One of the things that Jason Roeder said about his team tonight, we must defend the play action. Play action was a major concern for his team, and you got a real good indication of why with Jared Holley on the keep and run. All of this will now be sorted out by the officials.
This is going to be interesting, Mike, here. This first offensive series for Easton is very, very important to establish some kind of tempo, establish the rhythm with Holley at quarterback. As we said, only his third start, but has done a tremendous job in the first two.
Well, when it all shakes out, the play by Holley basically stands as they have the football 1st and 10 out at the 42-yard line, and that's a real mental mistake by the defense for freedom. They would have pinned Easton back in their own territory. Michael Muzica in on the stop for the Pates, number 11. Muzica, one of the Patriot defenders who has elevated his game as the season has gone on. Jason Roeder called last week's win over Northampton the best defensive game they had played all year. Motion man 31, Kyle Frankenfield. Holley rolling right once again. Decides to tuck and run, and Jared Holley has a first down. Pretty amazing to see this young man making his third start as a quarterback.
You're going to take a look at it here now. You see, Freedom gets pressure upfield with Muzica, but the thing of it is you can't get too far upfield, Mike, against Jared Holley because he's going to glide. You know, it looks like, you know, people watch him on film, it's like he's slow, but believe me, that glide of his is as fast as anybody you're ever going to see, and he just glides his way up to another first down. All-state defensive back from a season ago. Numbers will not be glaring after this season, but you can't judge Jared Holley by numbers alone. They'll keep it on the ground left side. That is Gary Fish once again on the carry. Seemed to lose his footing, but still gains 3, brought down by Jumel Lee. Well, Fish has gained 404 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season, Mike. Last week, didn't run for that much. He only had 4 carries for 31 yards against Northampton, but in their win last week. But he's, been a great runner for him all year long. Red Rovers coming off a 38-2 win against Nazareth last season. After losing to Whitehall 26-14, this Easton defense has allowed just 5 points in wins over Allen and Nazareth. Isaiah Wright in defensively after a gain of 5, and the Red Rover offense faced with a third down and a long 2 short 3. You take a look at Harbridge getting in there. He had the big game last week against Nazareth with 156 yards on 10 carries. So he's become the feature back here of late. Well, and because of the success, here's Harbridge again. And it looks like he has enough for a first down with Harbridge and Fish getting the job done offensively, Jim. It has allowed Jared Holley to move to that quarterback spot. Zach Zamoji, who started at quarterback, he injured his elbow, which is where it all started, but he's ready to go if needed in a quarterback role. Well, here you're going to take another look at number 22, Harbridge there, the 5'9", 155-pound junior. As we said, did a nice job last week and has 407 yards on the season with 7 touchdowns, averaging about 67 yards per game right now. Here's Holley, his first pass. That may have been picked off. And it was the near cornerback intercepted. That is Deshaun Serrano with the interception, and Freedom will take over with that play defensively. Third interception thrown in now a little better than 2 games by Jared Holley. Well, you take a look here. It looks like a miscommunication on the pattern as it ends up going outside. You can see Holley here throw that ball immediately. He knew what he wanted to have happen there and didn't have it happen as Serrano comes up with the football. Big turnover for the Patriots right now. So the Patriots take over. Football just inside their own 30. We get our first look at the first 1,000-point passer in the Lehigh Valley Conference. That, of course, is Joe Weaver. Starts this ball game under center as they give to, it was the fullback on the carry, Patrick Collins. And you see Jason Roeder on the sidelines, as Mike said, very excited about this opportunity. This is their chance to put claim to winning the big game of the year, because this is a big step for them to put them in that upper echelon of the league.
Weaver, and he'll go down. Sacked coming off the corner. That was Keenan Walls, I believe, and it was number 42.
Well, that's Walls' ace sack of the season, Mike. He's having a tremendous year. That's the guy that they're going to really have to key on the block tonight, because he's coming off that corner and destroying teams all year. He has 39 tackles, 8 for losses, and as I said, sack number 8 for Keenan Walls.
16th sack as a team this year for Easton, and boy, Jim, down on the field, you look at Keenan Walls. He is really long from side to side, and I'm talking arm length and height-wise. They have him listed at 6'2". Certainly looks a lot bigger than that when you're down on the field. And Weaver again under duress, and this time it's Cody Music. So the Red Rover defense torched for 26 points a couple of weeks ago against Whitehall. More like the Red Rover defense we're accustomed to, and they will force Freedom into a 3-and-out.
Well, they're giving them all different looks defensively, Mike. They're bringing people from all different angles. That time, Music gets in there. The linebacker at 5'10", 195-pound junior does a great job of sealing off Weaver before anything gets it developed.
That brings on Valecki, who launches a punt a mile high in the air. Jared Holly signaling for and making the fair catch. Easton, their second possession will start from their own 33-yard line. Jim, tough to get a read on this game, whether, high scoring, low, where we see a lot of points, and which kind of a game would favor one or the other. Tough to really get a read on it.
No, that's a good point, Mike. As you see Frank Banco Field here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, the fact is, you don't know who's going to score first. You don't know if that would be a mental break and get a lot of points after that, but it's a tough game, as you said, to get that lead on.
Harbridge on the carry here. He rips off a run of about 14 yards. Wrapped up downfield by Drumel Lee.
Well, I think you're going to see it here, Mike. One of the reasons it is tough to get a read on this game is because you don't know what Easton does consistently. You know that Freedom passes the ball consistently. You don't know what Easton does consistently. Coming into this game, it looks like it's starting to be the Easton of old. Harbridge showing you the way they used to do things at Easton with those halfbacks and fullbacks.
Holly on the counter. Here is Harbridge once again. And back-to-back 12 to 13-yard runs for him. Isaiah Wright, number 21, on the stop.
You're not going to see anything really fancy, and that's Coach Schiffert's style. He just, they have those plays, and they work them to perfection. They just haven't put the pieces in the right places all year, and I think finally in the last 2 weeks that has happened for them, and this gentleman has done a tremendous job for them in the past 2 weeks.
Nice trap block by Jarrell Zwick, number 66. Here's Fish, and Fish ripping off a 9, close to 10-yard run.
The thing of it is, they're going to have to make defensive adjustments because it's nothing fancy, just head-on, straight-up blocking most of the time up front, creating opportunities for both Fish and Harbridge to make those big opportunities go into big yardage situations.
Todd Micah on the stop for Freedom. Well, in talking with Steve Schiffert prior to the game, he said this has been an unusual group. They just have not had the consistency of some of the teams past. When they are right, he says this has been a very typical Easton kind of team, but there have been those mental lapses where we've gone plays or series where we haven't played real hard, and that has been a little bit of a surprise. Harbridge once again on the carry. Ivan Encarnacion and Todd Mike on the stop. First quarter being presented by Kleckner's Appliances with 2 locations to serve you, one in Whitehall and one in Emmaus. Split backs behind Jared Holly. The motion man, Giovanni Simmons. It is Harbridge once again. I'm not so sure. Shoulders were turned sideways, and he appears to be about a yard shy, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 1.
Well, this is going to be a big test here for the Patriots because you know that Easton's going to go for it here. You take a look at it. He gets his way through that first opportunity, but then Freedom does a nice job of plugging up that hole quickly to stop it and create a 4th and 1.
Not a surprise here. The Red Rovers will go need to get the ball to about the 30, and it is Holly, and he has enough for a first down.
This is more, what you're seeing here, Mike, is more what you see at the lower levels where your best athlete is the quarterback. And it's no different right here. I mean, there's no question about it. He is the ultimate best athlete in the Lehigh Valley Conference, no question about it. Goes for that first down easily.
Unbalanced line right. They run in that direction with Harbridge. This time tripped up at men initially down low by Patrick Collins, number 33. The starting fullback now on the defensive side of the ball as well for the Pates.
Well, I think this is where the big test is going to be, Mike. As you said, Coach Roeder said last week was their best defensive effort against Northampton. Now you're going against one of the premier people in the league the past couple of years, and now you got to make a defensive effort really look good, and it's going to be a big test for those linebackers here this evening.
Keep it on the ground with Fish, and this time just a couple, and it'll bring up third down. Third down and about 8. Fast-moving first quarter. We're already down to close to 3 minutes. Red Rovers have really grinded it out here on the turf. Third and 8, Holly on a bootleg, and he is drilled in the backfield. First man there, number 61, Dave Harvey, a 5'10", 195-pound senior.
Well, Coach Roeder talked about him before the game. Very, very consistent. He comes off that corner, and that's the problem. That defensive end comes right in, unblocked. He gets the blind side on Holly. Holly has nowhere to go. Creates the punting opportunity for the Rovers.
On in punt formation is Dale Wilson. And off the side of his foot, signaling for the fair catch and doing a good job, is number 3, Youssef Reddick. That'll be Freedom football. No score here in the first quarter. They'll start this possession from their own 18-yard line.
Well, the question's going to be now, Mike, can that offensive line provide protection for Weaver? That's been the problem here so far in the first quarter.
Well, with more on that, let's go down to Regina.
The offensive line is a question tonight for the Freedom Patriots. They suffered an injury Wednesday during practice. Kyle Schoenberger, their center, went down. He is not playing tonight, so Coach Roeder had to switch some people around on that line. Only got to walk through one practice, so he's a little bit worried, but he thinks they'll be okay. Something to watch during the game.
John Kazmarek, number 75, moves from a tackle position to now man that center spot. And that line does a good job here as Isaiah Wright gets his first carry, and with success has a first down. Matt Gunther, number 11, there defensively for Easton.
So Wright came into the game for 345 yards on the season. Bulk of the carries at 62, 4 touchdowns. And he did a great job of accelerating up the field. That's what he's going to have to do here because of the speed of those linebackers and defensive backs of Easton. He's going to really have to accelerate upfield.
Well, with Weaver leading the way over 1,000 yards passing, there's no question that the Pates, will get some success through the air. But you get the sense, Jim, that, they need to get something and feel good about themselves rushing the football as well, as Collins gets another carry and Gunther another tackle.
You're going to have to do something and change it up a little bit, Mike. Some of the teams that they've beat this year, they had an easy time with Weaver, had opportunities back there, but you're not facing a Doug Powell defense like you are tonight. And he brings all different looks, all different opportunities for his defense. Like right now, he's got people pressed on the corners right now, and this is going to create problems for Freedom if they can't block.
Youssef Reddick, the motion man, and Youssef from behind, and he'll get to Weaver once again. So one of the concerns for Jason Roeder is taking place. They are having a tough time protecting the quarterback.
And this is the thing that Weaver is not used to, Mike. He's used to having somewhat of his way in the backfield. Even against Parkland, he really had an opportunity a lot of times to throw the football. Tonight so far, he's not had that opportunity. And I said Doug Powell is throwing all different looks at him. This time bringing a lot of different people. Muser along with number 64, Colin White, coming on that play.
Jason Roeder, outstanding performer at Becca Moravian College as well. in his third season as the head coach here of the Patriots. Weaver downfield and falls incomplete. He was looking for Will Vlecki, defended by Matt Gunther, the safety for Easton. So after getting one first down, the Patriots will have to punt the football for the second time. Vlecki on. And the ever-dangerous Jared Holley waits at his own 29-yard line. Nice high punt. And angled out of bounds right by Steve Schiffer. Looked like he marked it. He did. He marked it. He's a basketball referee, of course, and a darn good one here in the Lehigh Valley. Did you see him? He gave him a left foot spot over there. He said, right here, guys. Here's where it goes.
Here, I'll make your job easier. I'm going to spot it for you.
There's a real class act among coaches, of course, honored this year with the Lehigh Valley Ambassador of the Year by the Sports Commission and the Kickoff Classic luncheon earlier this year, and coached in the East-West All-Star Game. He's really been a great ambassador of Lehigh Valley Conference and Lehigh Valley and District 11 football in general. Holly to throw, straight back. Well, now decides to tuck and run. Change of direction. Winds up being a 7-yard gain, and time expires in the first. No score, Freedom Easton.
For those who can't turn it off, now there's a place where you can always turn it on. This is Big Ten Country.
Now available on Service Electric Cable, the Big Ten Network. Catch all the action on Channel 32, also available in high definition on Channel 532. Elsewhere tonight, Bethlehem Catholic is at Nazareth, Allen is at Emmaus, Liberty at Northampton, Whitehall at Duroff. In the Colonial League, Bangor at Catasauqua, Wilson at Northern Lehigh to be seen same night tonight at 10 o'clock, Northwestern at Southern Lehigh, Penargil at Salisbury, Saucon Valley at Notre Dame, and Palmerton is at Palisades. We should be able to keep you up to date perhaps on that one. You can see highlights Monday night on Lehigh Valley Sports Scene. Here's Gary Fish. Fish steps out of the tackle and has a 13-yard gain for another Easton Red Rover first down.
Once again, success on the ground. The offensive line doing a good job of blocking there. Fish gets outside the corner. That's what he needs to get. He gets a good block out there by number 40, Wyatt Delorio. It springs him outside for a nice game.
Wyatt Delorio, part of a two-tight end set with Keenan Walls. They are without the services of Joe Herman, number 89, a fine tight end and defensive end, also a member of their basketball program. He was lost in that Whitehall game, and they don't expect him back for yet another couple of weeks. They lose a good athlete when they lose a Joe Herman. Lee on the stop.
Well, what you're looking at now is just smash mouth football, Mike, and they got to be able, the Pates do, to respond to this, or Easton's going to push them right down the field. Nothing fancy, not really doing anything that intricate. Holly under the controls, doing a nice steady job.
Harbridge and Fish, the split backs. And this is Harbridge spinning his way, and that second effort will net a first down. Tyree Pompey, a 5'10", 185-pound junior on the stop.
Give credit to those offensive linemen up front. You know, they've just done a nice job of opening up some nice holes. There you see at that time, Fish goes through, Harbridge goes through, takes his time, doing a nice job.
Simmons, the motion man. Holly looked like a design keeper and just riding Cody Muser. As Holly able to gain, and Easton really starting to just kind of chunk it down the field right now.
When you take a look at it, Holly with that great ability to get out of the way. You know, it's not your normal quarterback in there that doesn't have the real quick feet. Holly available to get himself out of the way very quickly and makes that gain happen by himself.
Markworth and Pompey combining on the stop. Red Rovers have had the best of it statistically in this first half, but no points to show for their efforts. Here's the sweep, and it is Gary Fish. Cuts it back inside. He's inside the 20 and has another Easton first down. Jermel Lee, first man there defensively for the Pates.
Well, they're working those corners, Mike, and you see that, and they come back with a trap every once in a while, but they're really working those corners, and they think that they have something that they can work on those defensive ends with.
Simmons once again the motion man. Harbridge, and this time nothing happening. He was fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage if he did do that.
Good job inside there by number 55, Sean Searfoss. You see, that time they sniffed out that middle opportunity for the Rovers.
Here's the toss. Harbridge battling through defenders, but nice job swarming to the football. 7, 8 of the 11 defensively getting a hit to make that stop. That's what Jason Roeder was talking about. He said, we played physical and fast last week against Northampton.
And that's the thing he wants to get back to. You see, going down the line, a good job there by number 42, Todd Micah, and as he rolls down the line, then he gets help from a lot of his friends there as they finally make the tackle down at the end. But you're right, Mike, 6 or 7 guys in there. Nice gang tackle by the Pates.
Yeah, pretty neat to see guys flying to the football. 3rd down and 10 after a loss of 1. Harbridge, the motion man. Holly going to keep it right side. And does a good job to pick up, well, maybe 4 yards, and now we're probably going to see a field goal attempt. Both teams with very good field goal kickers.
Yeah, both coaches confident in their kickers, that's for sure, Mike. And in a game like this, you're going to need some kind of points somewhere along the line. As Ian Heck comes in here right now to try this kick.
Well, he's 2 of 4 on his field goal attempts this year. 20 of 21 on his extra points. Zach Samoji, the holder, nearly blocked, and I believe it may have been. Coming off the corner was number 5, Jermel Lee. The ball kind of acted funny. I don't know if he got a piece of that or not.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, Mike. It almost looked like he shanked that one to the left there that time. We'll take a look at it here. He might have got a piece of it. Yeah. When you look at it now, though, he might have got a piece. Take a look once again. Here's another look.
Yeah, tough to tell. I have to help you, though, with your terminology, though, Jim. For a right-hander, that's a hook. That's a golf term. I can't let you go with that one. A right-hander would shank it to the right. That's a duck hook, and that's as bad a shot as the shank that did that, Jim.
Either or, you're out of business.
Oh, no,
right?
Either way, it's a bad deal. You're right. Either way, it's a miss. It's not good in football, and it's certainly not good in golf. Cody Muser on the stop. So the Freedom defense, bottom line, has bent in this game, but not broken as of yet.
Nice job on that series. Very good job by the defensive line, especially. I think they made some penetration. Even on that play when Holly tried to take that keeper there out of the shotgun, they did a nice job, and I'm sure that's a pleasing thing to Coach Roeder.
Did want to get in on Ian Heck and being a very good field goal kicker as we get a timeout. He, of course, is the one who kicked the game-winning field goal last year to knock out undefeated Parkland in the District 11 sub-regional playoffs.
And what a kick that was. They just they had to set up and just said, Coach, I'm going to go in and do it. And boy, that was a tremendous win for the Rovers.
What a win it was in a storied history at Easton High School. That's one of them. That was a prime timer. Here's the option. Isaiah Wright high-stepping through the defense and gets it up near the 30, maybe to the 31. Appears to be enough for a Freedom first down. Gunther in on the stop.
Now, Mike, what I like about this, now watch, he's exploding. He's not waiting for the block here. That's the thing I like. See, he's going to wait a little bit, but he really exploded up through there. That's the thing he's done twice tonight that's really impressed me. He's not waiting around and trying to string things out, waiting for blocks. He's making things happen, and that's a big thing coming off that corner.
Second first down of the football game for the Pates. 6:18 to go here in this first half. Weaver to throw. This time has some time. Intended for Yusef Reddick, but covered beautifully by Brett Reel. Reel, a 5'8", 175-pound senior. And one of the things, Jim, as you look at this matchup, Freedom likes to throw the football. If there's a strength of this Easton defense, it might be that secondary.
Yeah, they got some great cover people. The defensive looks are what really causes the problems. They fortunate that time that Weaver got the ball off before he just got hit as well. But it's the defensive looks that Doug Powell gives you. He's spreading people all over the field. Got people coming from all different angles. Like this time, he's got Keenan Walls spread out way on the side there.
Weaver on the option, little fake, and turns it up and will gain about 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
See, that's what's interesting when you're watching it from this perspective up here, Mike. You see the different spots he puts Walls in, different spots he separates his defensive linemen at.
Look at Kenneth Cooper, credited with that last stop. Cooper, a senior, 5'10", 200-pounder. Cooper on the year, right up there among the team leaders with 37 tackles this year. 23 assisted, 14 solo. Weaver on a long count. Back to throw. Gets rid of it in a hurry and completes the pass. And that is their leading receiver, Will Valecki.
Valecki has 2 TDs to his credit and 339 yards on the season. One of the favorite receivers of Mr. Weaver there, and that's a quick opener and a quick hitter there, so that's the kind of thing that's going to get opportunities there as he just gets back there in time before he gets hit and gets that ball out to Valecki.
19th reception of the year for Valecki, team leading 19th. That is the first pass completed in this football game. 1st and 10 Pates, their best drive so far of the game. Valecki hit as he lets that, Weaver hit as he let that one go, and it was Cody Muser again, I believe number 50, and it was, with pressure on the quarterback.
Well, this is the thing that Weaver hasn't faced all year, and that's a pass rush that has really gotten to him. And you can see already he's a little bit road weary right now from what happened there the past couple times. He's gotten hit very, very hard those past couple sequences.
Well, and when you look at pressure coming from the defense, a little bit of both. I mean, the line obviously has to do their job, but it is a night that Weaver's going to have to get rid of the football faster than he did all season long. Faced with a 2nd down and 10. White is the deep back. Micah the motion man. They'll keep it on the ground. Here's Connors. Penalty marker down far side. Lying in front of the Easton bench. Patrick Collins has enough for a 1st down, but now we'll wait to see what the marker is all about.
Good call by the offensive staff. After they've been trying to throw the ball, they do a real nice quick opener up the middle. Collins with some good running ability up the middle.
Well, still no indication really from either team. They are now talking with the Easton captains.
Illegal motion. On the offense, 5 yards from the previous spot, repeat the down.
That's painful. That's very painful. If you are a Freedom football fan or player.
You want to talk about a drive killer, boy, there's one right there. And those penalties usually are.
Jim, looking at the rushing numbers that were provided to us, there aren't, for Patrick Collins, there's nothing listed. I don't have any. So this is one of his better than they're utilizing him from that fullback spot. Jason Roeder, has this team playing with a confidence that we have not seen in quite some time at Freedom. Feels good about this group. He spoke about them genuinely being, good students, proud of them in the classroom, in society, as well as on the football field. Timeout here, sponsored by ABE Doors and Windows. Good football game, no score, 4:24 to go first half. Our trivia question tonight. Mentioned this being the 36th meeting between these two. When was the last time Freedom defeated Easton? And who was the Patriots head coach?
I know half of it.
Go ahead, what's the half?
I know the coach. And it's ironic, too. It's ironic.
20-17, it was in 2000, Rob Milosky's only year as the head coach of the Patriots.
That's what I was going to say, because it was his only year. That was interesting that they beat them.
Your R&J Carpet Connection trivia question was interesting that year that Easton was the one that made it to the playoffs. Remember, Freedom was denied. I believe it was by a couple of points. It was just, Easton went on to finish runner-up in the District 11 tournament that year. That was part of that 3-year run, 99, 2000, and 2001, when Steve Schiffert's guys made it to the finals in all 3 years, only to face Bethlehem Catholic and come up in a runner-up position. Matter of fact, this Red Rover program, and I had to double check it, Jim, 7 of the last 8 District 11 championship games, they've been there. The second period being presented by Kleckner's. 2 locations to serve you, one in Whitehall, one in Emmaus. I mean, that's
impressive.
Geez, that's mind-boggling when you think of the competition that's here in District 11. Weaver with a lot of time and finds Colin Freitas. Freitas, the team leader in touchdowns with 6 of them coming in.
That's his 16th catch of the season. 383 yards. Last week had an 8-yard pass, but it couldn't have came at a better time for the Pates to try to get that offense rolling. But it's still not enough for the first down.
Well, the penalty, the procedure penalty, will force Freedom, and this drive will stall at their own 49. Valecki had to relocate, and as a result, a high short kick. And that'll be down to the 36-yard line. There's a penalty marker down, and it is in the area in the backfield. This might be a roughing the kicker.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Wow.
We'll take a look at it right here. Tough play right there as number 42, Keenan Walls, comes in. That's one of the toughest plays in football to call, Mike, when you're an official. There's momentum, there's all kinds of factors involved in there, but hey, a break for the Patriots right now. See if they can take advantage of it.
Absolutely, with under 3 minutes to go and what looks like was going to be a very low-scoring game. Patriots for the first time in Easton territory. Weaver still has the option if he wants it. Hangs onto the football and dives inside the 20-yard line, right at the 20, and another first down for the Pates.
Well, Weaver kept rolling out. He didn't see anybody there, so he cupped the ball and went on his own. Gives you a little bit of Jared Holley look right there as he scampers up the sideline. Take a look right here. Now, he's got the option to pitch right here. He had Muser turned inside first, and that was the thing that helped him, because Muser didn't follow the play outside, and then he goes up the sidelines for a nice gain.
25 carries, 73 yards. He has rushed for 4 touchdowns this year. As Steve Schiffert, his concerns about this ball game, and in particular Freedom, he said, their quarterback's a problem. He creates a lot of things for them. They go back to the ground, and this is Collins on the carry. And he finds positive yards before being brought down by outside linebacker Kenneth Cooper.
Well, now the Patriots are on a roll, testing those corners, doing a lot of different things here. This is a big drive in the season for the Patriots right now.
Well, one of the things that good football teams do is make you pay for mistakes. And running into the kicker on 4th down, certainly one for Easton. Can Freedom cash in? Weaver, Youssef Retta. That'll be a first down inside the 10.
Well, Reddick coming in here, 173 yards on the year, but that's the kind of catch that you need in a drive like this, a big-time catch from Reddick. Nothing fancy, just a little post pattern there. Weaver, nice job.
Let's go down to Regina.
He spoke of Weaver and how Coach Schiffer said he is an issue out in the field. Joe feels though that he has a lot of things that he can improve on. He's not really happy with his 5 interceptions this season, so in the red zone he's really comfortable. We'll see what he can do right now.
First and goal, and now timeout charged to the Red Rovers. Steve Schiffer and his coaches seeing something that they did night with 117-0 over Phillipsburg in the second quarter. Also Hall of Fame night there at Maloney Stadium. We'll have a complete wrap of that ball game Monday night on Lehigh Valley Sports Scene. Lehigh Valley Sports Scene, a Service Electric cable television exclusive presentation, airs weeknights at 6 and 9:30. Steve Schiffer. I don't know what it was, Jim. They had 11 players out there.
Well, I think what it was, Mike, is on this left side, I think there was a formation, a trips formation on this side, and one of them wasn't covered. And I think that's what both him and Coach Power are very livid about.
This group has not allowed a touchdown since losing to Whitehall 26-14 3 weeks ago. Allowed 3 points to Allen, 2 to Nazareth last week. 1:38 remain first half. And now a penalty marker out.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Self-explanatory. It'll be first and goal from the 5. Wright, the lone back behind Joe Weaver. Weaver on the keeper and into the end zone. Touchdown, Freedom.
Joe Weaver's been the difference in this drive. That first run he had really opened up the whole deal for this drive to happen. And you can see Weaver does a nice job once again on the option, going up and in to score the touchdown.
Fifth rushing touchdown of the season for Weaver. Jeff Schaefer on to attempt the point after. And Schaefer tacks it on, 27th extra point of the year. He is one of the leading scorers in the Lehigh Valley Conference, also has a couple of field goals.
Well, good job by Anthony Carter there, as you see on the replay. He entertained that defensive line. Now, what do you see here? Number 66 opens up that hole. His block was what caused that whole opportunity to happen for Weaver to go up inside, and Weaver was very, very good at getting up through that hole.
Yeah, a lot of times you see quarterbacks run that option and, run it too much to the sidelines. You need to make a quick decision. Jason Roeder's guys lead it 7-0.
Big touchdown for the Patriots. Mentally, this gets them such an advantage in this game right now. Although you have a lot of weapons, especially with Holly, but that touchdown mentally puts them in a position where now they think they have a chance to compete here, and that's a big difference maker for Coach Roeder's ball club.
13 plays, 80 yards, 551. Weaver from 5 yards out for the score. Aided, of course, by the roughing the kicker or punter penalty that kept that drive alive. Fish on the return out to the 26-yard line. Here are your conference standings. Parkland, the Defenders at 5-0. Liberty, Easton, and Whitehall all at 4-1. Freedom, Emmaus Central. I don't think the 2 losses is going to get you a share. 1 might get you something. Becca at 2-3 and getting better. Look at Northampton. What a good football team to be 1-4. Nazareth and Allen and Duroff having their struggles over in Allentown. Very competitive from top to bottom. Holly operating from the shotgun, looking to run, has nowhere to go. Right there was Anthony Carter, one of the captains this year for the Pigs.
We've talked about Carter a lot of the times we've done these games. Situation, it's had a lot of pedigree in that family. His dad playing pro football, and I'll tell you what, you can see he is now pushing people out of the way. You saw that, Mike, how he just pushed that defensive lineman out of the way and put a beat right on Holly.
Holly on the counter, and nothing happening for number 31, Kyle Frankenfield, the sophomore. Getting his first carry, picks up a couple yards, and Encarnacion on the stop.
I wondered how long it would take us, and it's almost a halftime before we saw that counter happen. One of the best plays that Easton usually has in their repertoire.
First half clock at 25 seconds. Holly on 3rd down on 9. Tucks and runs and finds his way out of bounds. There is another penalty marker down on this play, and that is a developing story for Easton here in this first half.
Blocking him back. On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat 3rd down.
I'll tell you, I've just seen something, Mike, I haven't seen in a long time, and that's Jared Holly in the huddle really vehemently talking to his teammates, and he's getting, a little bit anxious here with the mistakes that the Rovers are making at this point.
Well, it has to be frustrating for him. Of course, he's been a starter in this program from the time he's been in 9th grade. He's been part of a couple of District 11 championship teams, a 13-1 team, and he's been to the Eastern Finals. And as we mentioned throughout this first half, it has been a kind of an unlike Easton kind of team. When they're good, they're obviously very good, but inconsistency, and we have certainly seen some of those in this first half. Harbridge, the motion man. Counter is the fish, tripped up and falls forward. But that will bring up a 4th down. I would think we'd see a Freedom timeout here, and we do, to put Easton in a punting formation. 8 seconds to go, and there is a timeout. Well, the one glaring difference, and most people felt this game pretty much of a toss-up, as you get a look at Fish getting tripped up there, but the one glaring difference, Jim, is experience. We mentioned Easton in the district or sub-regional championship game in 7 of the last 8 years. You look, Jason Roeder took over this program in 2005. From October 1st on, they were 0-5 his first year. Last year, they were 1-4. So coming into this year, after games played after October 1st, 1-9. The significance of last week's win against Northampton, just the second time they have won a game under Jason Roeder after October 1st. And it's interesting, Jim, he's very well aware of it. A guy who was part of a couple of district titles at Becca and also a state crown. He knows how important it is and what fun it is to win games when you get into October and even November. Beautiful kick here. And it is Youssef Reddick from his 30. Somehow maintains his balance and now is dragged down, and that will do it for the first half. Freedom looking to break a 6-year losing streak to Easton. Leads at 7-0. We're at the half.
reason to choose Gorel windows? Nothing is more efficient, attractive, or secure. For the complete line of Gorel products, call ABE Doors and Windows, the who's who leader in the Lehigh Valley. Our 5-year installation warranty means we'll stand by our products if you ever have any problem. Well, almost any problem. See the full line of award-winning windows and doors at ABE, the who's who leader in the Lehigh Valley.
Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy has been making life easier for you, the name you trust most when you need your prescription filled. That's because getting your prescription right is our #1 priority, and only Walters Pharmacy delivers anywhere in Allentown for free. Our wide selection of health products and mobile equipment, as well as our convenient hours, make Walters Pharmacy the fast and convenient choice.
I went to Walters Pharmacy and they were able to supply all of my child's needed medications.
I call Walters Pharmacy for all my prescriptions and healthcare items and have them delivered to my door.
Walters Pharmacy in Allentown.
Hey, football fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the fabulous GE kickoff sale. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department and their own factory trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
You gotta give 110%. Leave it all out there. Work as hard as you can.
Now in his 4th season with Schuylkill Valley Sports, Ryan exemplifies the true meaning of preparation, proving that the right equipment and apparel from the right store makes you a game day hero.
Are you ready to give everything you got? Yeah!
Get ready for back to school in the fall sports season with all the top brands. With Schuylkill Valley Sports' amazing selection of licensed product. Ryan's getting ready. Are you?
Because you need the all-day energy. Because you need the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Because you need the muscle performance. Cranked Body Fuel, because it works.
These days I leave my car at home. I ride the bus, the smart choice.
Atlanta Metro is the comfortable, fast, clean, and low-cost way to make your way around the valley.
Atlanta Metro, the smart choice.
Every Wednesday, the most incredible show on television is back and even more amazing than ever. All new episodes of Court TV's explosive hit series, Most Shocking. This is the most extreme, mind-blowing, death-defying video ever caught on camera, and it's all real. Brace yourself for all new episodes of Most Shocking every Wednesday at 8 on Court TV.
It's like there's a wall between us. I mean, he doesn't even recognize me anymore. There's no communication. I know he's there. Hello? It's so frustrating.
Sounds like you've got a networking problem. Let's get to work.
Computer Patrol is on duty for any problem. Count on our on-site support to put you in control.
Patrice! Jim! He's back!
Computer Patrol from Pentella Data. Our geeks are smarter than their geeks.
For those who can't turn it off, now there's a place where you can always turn it on. This is Big Ten Country.
Now available on Service Electric Cable, the Big Ten Network. Catch all the action on Channel 32, also available in high definition on Channel 532.
Do you have a high-def TV set? Then you need an HD converter to receive all the best in high-def programming. Service Electric offers the largest selection of high-definition channels in the Lehigh Valley, 26 in all. Rent an HD converter for just $9.95 per month and receive 13 high-def channels for free. Or upgrade your HD package to $17.95 per month and receive 26 high-def channels. You need to call Service Electric Cable TV to get the most out of your HD set.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's halftime festivities. And let's go down onto the field and bring to you the Easton Area High School Marching Band under the direction of Laura Kalbundi. Sit back and enjoy. And there you have the Easton Area High School Marching Band. For the second half of tonight's entertainment, we bring to you from Freedom High School, the Freedom High School Marching Band, under the direction of band director Michael Moran and assisted by David Zettlemore. And down on the field, the band is under the direction of drum major Allison Ruth. Sit back and enjoy the Freedom Marching Band.
The band is led onto the field by Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles!
Put some color in your world with a new floor from Mohawk Color Center. We've earned our name by bringing style and beauty to some of the finest homes in the world, something Mohawk has been doing for over a century. For the greatest selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and even ceramic tile, from a name you can trust, Mohawk Color Center. Flooring made simple.
Visit R&J Carpet Connection, 922 North 3rd Street in Whitehall.
The Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem has served the needs of its customers for over a century. We want to help you save money on your prescriptions by offering the Family Care Plan. By enrolling in this program, you get the benefit of discounted pricing even if you are not covered by an HMO prescription plan. Individual membership is only $35 a year, and family membership is only $50 a year. Call us today at 610-866-0709 or stop by the Family Prescription Center today to enroll in the Family Care Plan and start saving.
Hi, I'm Bob Stem, head coach here at Phillipsburg High School. The skill set that we're going to talk about today is the importance of the center quarterback exchange. Right here, right now, we have Sam Hall, who has been the center this past year. As you can see, you don't take too wide of a stance with your feet. You keep them just about shoulder width because you're going to have to step in both directions. You also keep the toes and the heels parallel to each other and the feet parallel upfield. And Sam's got a parallel back to the ground and ready to snap the ball. Now we'll bring the quarterback in, Mike Crosley, who's knows how to use the hands. Years ago, they taught with the hands, with the palms together, and kids would drop the hand and not get there. And now it's just cross the thumbs and you flip the hand up as the ball comes up. It's important also as the center to anticipate the count. In other words, most people show set or down, and then they do hut one, hut two. Mike will do our cadence, and Sam's going to anticipate the count and step with his foot. Mike's also going to apply pressure up and forward so that his hand follows as the ball's being snapped and as Sam pulls out of there. So it's very important that his hand does follow him up. And it's important that he's parallel stance. We must be able to step both left and right as a center, because if there's someone on his head, he's going to have to cut him off. The rule of thumb is you always have your head between the ball carrier and the man you're going to block. Sam knows that. He does a good job at it. This is the skill set for today, learning the quarterback center exchange, how important it is.
We welcome you back. Time now for our D.E. Cressman Insurance Agency first half highlights. And Jim, as we look at Easton, they had things going their way. Of course, that was picked off there, and that's what ended their first drive. But they did move the football. But very un-Easton-like, committed a lot of mistakes, particularly penalties in that first half, and then, of course, the missed field goal.
Yeah, they had enough opportunities, Mike, but then Freedom took advantage, and this run by Weaver, I think, was the biggest play in the first half. He pushed himself up the sidelines, and he got confidence in that option run, and now you see the same thing he does when they get to the goal line. Great job by Carter clearing out that hole for him, and I'll tell you what, that was a big confidence booster there going into the half.
Confidence, the operative word, and I don't know that anybody in this game is playing with more than quarterback Joe Weaver. Our overhead door company first half statistics. And of course, Easton with 3 more field goals. They have not completed a pass while Freedom is 3 for 6. But looking to rushing yards in this game, but Easton unable to capitalize despite that advantage in time of possession and controlling the line of scrimmage, really.
Yeah, they are, Mike. And the thing of it is, when you look at even the passing yards, you would have thought that you would have a bigger number than that 30 that's up there right now is coming into this game, especially the way Weaver's has been passing the ball all season long. But the thing of it is, the time of possession that Freedom had, they did a lot better job of converting on the drive than Easton did, even though Easton dominated pretty much that line of possession and also the rushing yards.
Well, both coaches probably very interesting halftime. Here's Regina with their thoughts.
Both coaches were very, going into the locker room, wanted to get their teams up, get this game a little bit going in the right direction. For one of them, Coach Froder told me, we have to play better assignment football-wise. Our defense is hanging in there, but we're letting them get a little too much yardage, more than we like. Our offense is okay. We got that 1 touchdown, so if we can keep ahead of Easton, we'll be good for the second 24 minutes. While Coach Schiffer said, I told my kids at halftime, we have to play the option football better. He said, we're not getting enough running yards. Kind of what Coach Schroeder said. They're both pretty much said the same thing, so both want to play assignment football here in the second half. We'll have to see, and I'm expecting a physical one.
Yeah, it certainly has been a battle and a war, which is what we expected here, especially for Freedom. I think one of the questions coming in, Jim, will they be able to handle the physical nature of the game? And I would think so far so good for them. And, for Easton on the other end, cut down on those mental mistakes and finish those drives. They obviously did move the football in that first 24-minute segment.
And a big advantage here for the Patriots. They'll get the football here to start the second half. So that's a big advantage for them because of what they did when they won the opening toss. But that team right there needs to get consistency, and that seems to be the big word. And Coach Schiffer said that man that right there got to be happy at this point, even though he's not showing on the outside. He's got to be happy inside because he's got that lead, and his kids played a pretty good first half once they settled down defensively.
State's second winningest football program. And right now, I think a pretty fired up Steve Schiffer as he tries to rally his group down 7-0 here at the half. Most important game for them as they came in here tied for 5th in the District 11 sub-regional standings, which combine also District 2 and District 4. So tied for 5th, Freedom on the outside looking in. And needless to say, Jim, one of these two teams is going to walk out of here with a pile of points after this because both have very good records.
Yeah, that regional playoff thing is going to be amazing, Mike, as we get down towards the end of the season. I mean, there's so many things that could go on. You look at this game tonight and the outcome of this. And in the next couple of weeks, those people are going to be playing each other, and there's going to be points flying everywhere as it comes down to that last 2 weekends. And, big games coming down the stretch for both teams.
Well, Parkland and Wyoming Valley West are both 6-0 along with Del Val. How about Wyoming Valley West and George Curry going back to Berwick to face the Dogs, who are also 6-0?
Got to be a strange feeling for Coach Curry tonight. It's just got to be strange.
That town is going to be turned upside down. Ian Heck as we start this second half. Here is Youssef Reddick. Reddick slips a tackle, but good pursuit by the Red Rover special teams. Getting over there, number 88, Kadeen Pinky. Number 85 it was, Jasheen Parker.
It's going to be interesting to see now if the offensive line can come out here now and protect, which is one of the things that they did do on that last drive, and give Weaver time to throw the football. If they can do that, they have so many great opportunities ahead of them here in the second half.
Third quarter being presented by Kleckner's with 2 locations to serve you, one in Whitehall and one in Emmaus. Isaiah Wright, the lone back behind quarterback Joe Weaver, who has spent most of the evening up under center. And goes right to the option. Walls forces the pitch, and the pursuit will get to Wright. Nice job working down the line. Cody Muser once again, number 50.
Well, they're moving Muser all around. You see Walls gets the tackle on Weaver once again. He was in there very, very quickly. But Weaver fortunately gets that pitch out, but really doesn't have a gain involved in it.
play getting back to about the line of scrimmage. May have worked it forward about a half yard. And Weaver this time to throw. Quick drop, looking for Velicky. Blanket coverage. Gunther coming in from up top.
That's a good word to describe it, blanket. There was a lot of people in coverage right there.
Yeah, Ronell Manigault, number 24, the inside linebacker. There were white jerseys everywhere.
There's at least 3 Easton jerseys in this vicinity as we take a look at it here. And that's not a good thing to be thrown into that kind of environment. Fortunately for him, he got away with that one.
Also in there was Wyatt DeLauro. DeLauro, a two-way starter at outside linebacker and tight end. And you recall Wyatt made a couple of big catches for this program early last season. They go to the little screen and it is complete. And the football comes flying out. And it is Jared Holly who has the fumble recovery. And it is going to be Easton football at the 44-second fumble recovery of the season for Jared Holly.
Well, the great call by the offensive staff. The perfect call. Wait till you see how open he is. Look at, there is really no one around him as he gets a head of steam going upfield. But then as he falls to the ground, it just pops out of his hand. And it looks like almost like he was on the ground at that time.
Yeah, that could have maybe gone the other way. You're absolutely right, Jim. But Steve Schiffert's guys will take the turnover now, even at 1 apiece. Holly rolling, buying a lot of time in the pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That was DeLauro downfield, and an opportunity I would think that Wyatt would like to have another shot at.
Well, he came in here with 67 catches on the season, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns as Holly strings it out. Yeah, no excuse for that one, right on the hands.
Yeah, need to make that play. That's DeLauro, as I mentioned, he made some big catches. I believe it was against Emmaus last year. He may have had a touchdown pass in that game. I recall him playing a couple of good ones. Pretty good throw there by Jared Holly, the flanker, tailback, and 3-back turn quarterback. He has had a phenomenal career for the Red Rovers. Gary Fish on the carry on 2nd down, and it will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
They're going to take a look at here. Once again, not that big a push by the Easton offensive line up front. Good job of holding their ground by the Patriots.
Harbridge, the motion man, they go to the option. Pitch to Fish. Gets it inside the 40, but that's going to bring up a 4th down, and the Red Rover punting team makes its way onto the field. Youssef Reddick involved in the stop for the Pates.
Well, one of the things you have to watch with Easton a lot of times is that fake punt. Coach Schiffert known to be going to those kind of things a lot of the time, but I don't think it's going to happen on this possession.
He's played it pretty close to the vest in this one. We haven't seen any halfback option things or nothing so far. You're exactly right, Jim. So after the turnover, the Freedom defense holds. Here's the District 11 standings that we were talking about. 11 sub-regional with 2 and 4. Parkland, Wyoming Valley West, and Del Val all at 6 and 0. Liberty, Easton, and Whitehall at 5 and 1. The points average over to the right. Hazleton, East Stroudsburg South. They would be your 8 if the season were over. And of course, Freedom, the 9th right now, would break into that top 8 with a win here this evening. Isaiah Wright gets the call on 1st down, spins his way for 2, maybe 3 yards, met initially by Nick Marzioli.
Like this ball game starts to give you that feeling. It's the sense of like a baseball, softball game where you got to manufacture runs. That's what it reminds me of. It's like there's no really big plays. There's no real fancy plays. It's like, Freedom march down the field, push that ball in for the touchdown. But other than that, there really hasn't been anything that really has been different than basic football.
No, both teams have hurt themselves with whether it be penalties or turnovers or whatever. Weaver quickly looking in the direction of Mike Zanoni. Zanoni playing banged up this week. He's a two-way starter for them. Injured his shoulder last week. He's not playing any defense, and Mike Zanoni's a young man that you miss defensively. He is trying to give them an effort here offensively, but banged up shoulder this week for Mike Zanoni.
So the thing that you take a look at now, the past couple times, Weaver has thrown into a lot of pressure and a lot of coverage. You got to watch not one of these times that Jared Holly doesn't pick one of these passes off.
Holly's 16 career interceptions, none this year. They don't throw too much in his direction. Vlecki on the reception, and he will have enough for the first down.
That time Weaver impresses you because they go to that's a tough throw to that side as he gets Vlecki outside with one-on-one coverage, and that's what he wants to see happen. Take a look here. He's got Vlecki to the outside. He's got one-on-one coverage right there by number 40, Wyatt Delorio. Nice play by the Freedom offense.
Yeah, Joe Weaver has a real feel for this game right now, Jim. He had that ball out of there within a couple of seconds. Back to Collins, who did check with Bob and Pat World. 18 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown on the season for Collins. Keenan Walls on the stop, big number 42 for Easton.
6'2", 209. Had the breakout game last year against Phillipsburg on national TV, and that's what really propelled his career into what he's been doing this year as well. Excellent job from that defensive end position.
Yeah, he's 6'2" and only has about 209 pounds on that frame. When he gets a little thicker at some point, he will be a force. Weaver's pass thrown to the outside appeared to be intended for Mike Zanoni, who was running straight upfield. Well, that's some of the things that a pressure defense will do to you.
Take a look here now at a big third down play. One thing that they've done a good job with the past quarter and a half is protecting Weaver. Interesting to see what will happen here on this play.
Freitas and Vlecki split near side, and Weaver on the quarterback to left. Needs a few more yards, and I'm not sure. Needed to get to the 41-yard line, and he is real close. Wyatt Delorio wind up making the tackle, and he just might have this first down, Jim.
I think they got the good spot on this one, Mike, and you see he just made that little move at the end there, which got him the extra yards, which gives him this opportunity here as we're going to have a measurement, and I think they got the spot on this one.
First down, Freedom.
We see an anxious Coach Roeder on the sidelines as Coach Schiffer on the other side. Not a real happy camper at this point.
Yeah, it was interesting, Jim, when you looked at this matchup tonight, a big test for Freedom. This is also a real big test for Steve Schiffer's guys. I know program and second winningest in the state and, what they've accomplished. But when you break it down, it's two teams here in 2007, and both that needed to answer some questions here tonight in terms of what kind of football team they are this year.
Well, you're right, Mike, as we take a look at this once again. Nice job inside by Wright. Now, the line is doing a pretty good job opening up some holes. It's consistent. They want to move the chains. Once again, they've taken up some time in this quarter, which is when you can take up this time, you take the ball out of Jared Holly's hands again as well.
Zanoni still in the football game, the motion man. Here's Weaver on the option. Look at the good speed. He's out near midfield. Ball came out, but not until he was turned out of bounds. He is very close to another first down. Jared Holly forcing him out of bounds along with Matt Gunther, number 11. That's a first down, Patriots.
That's one of those plays they've had a lot of success with here this evening. That option keeping everybody honest, and Weaver turning it upfield, doing a nice job. I thought he was going to pitch the ball that time, Mike, but he kept it, did a nice job.
Only thing that has stopped the Patriots in the second half so far has been themselves. They have been successful on that screen pass that was fumbled to Easton. Here's Weaver, option far side. He turns it up and takes a pretty good lick as he gets a gain of about 3-4 yards. He took one on the chin from Cody Muser. Yes, hard to believe you would see that look. Seven days after we were looking for air conditioning last week. Gain of 3 officially on first down for Weaver. This time they'll operate from an I formation. Collins the up back. Isaiah Wright to tail. And it'll be Collins for a yard.
It'll be interesting to see what we see on this call here. Third down, big third down play for the Pates right now. As you see, big number 64 there, Colin White, getting the defensive signals from the sidelines, and coach, defensive coordinator Doug Powell. Doug Powell been together with Steve Shifford a long, long time. That combination has produced, as Mike said before, an awful lot of winning games.
Entire coaching staff, Jim, they've had great consistency at Easton, and it is translated into an awful lot of wins and an awful lot of titles. Third down, they need 6. Weaver with time and has Velicky. Velicky turns upfield. He has another Patriots first down.
I'll give a lot of credit to Velicky on that pass play there, because what happened is that he really had Harbridge moving, and if you see it on the highlight, he had a nice pattern run, and he has his man beat by a couple steps. As we're going to see here, you can see when he receives the ball. Look at where Harbridge was. He fell down, and that really was the pattern that made it work.
Second catch of this drive now, totaling 26 yards for Velicky.
And it's a nice package, Mike. It's not a big pass, small pass.
Velicky the motion man. They option near side. Nice ball fake by Weaver. And Weaver diving down to the 27-yard line.
He's feeling so confident, Mike, with that option. That's the thing right now. And he is single-handedly now taking over this third quarter with his ability to do magical things with the football.
Keenan Walls, the Red Rover defense can ill afford to fall behind by 2 scores. Zanoni the motion man. Collins, maybe a yard. Third down and 4. White and Manigault combining to make the tackle for the Red Rovers. Haven't been to the District 11 tournament just one time in school history. That was 2002. Jim Morgans was the head coach in his second year. Weaver with time. Intended for Zanoni. Defended by number 7, Brent Reel.
It's on that pass. Might have been just a little high for Zanoni. Couldn't get up there. Take another look at it here.
And this is going to be a prime time field goal attempt. Velicky putting the knee down at the 32. This will be a 42-yard effort for Jeff Schaefer. Kick is out, and it has great rotation, and it is good from 42 yards.
Well, you said both teams have great kickers, and there's an example of it right there. That thing was very, very hit well and just kept going. 42 yards on the field goal. And in a game like this, what a big weapon that is.
Schaefer's third field goal of the season. You could just see by the rotation that he hit that one solidly, Jim.
Did a nice job in that thing, curved for him.
That's a little draw. That's a little. Now the run was a hook. Okay, that's a little draw. That you like. That's a good golf term. Now I'm going to give you some good ones here tonight. A draw is good.
That was a nice draw down the fairway.
Pretty soon I'll have you with a new set of Titleist irons, and we'll be golfing before this is all over.
Oh boy. Great job. And that's, when you have a good kicker in high school football, you have a tremendous weapon. And both teams have good kickers, and that really showed you right there. That's a big, big kick.
42 yards for Schaefer, and Freedom's lead now at 10-0. And Schaefer to kick. And the deepest of the trio of backs for Easton is Jared Holly. Well, they are going to line drive it, and Holly will get an opportunity. And good special teams work. He is dragged down by Todd Pershinko. Here's Regina Potocny.
I'd like to congratulate Jeff Schaefer on that 42-year-old field goal. He ties the school record. It was his from last year, but I'd like to congratulate Jeff. He got another school record there.
Well, that is a big score, and still getting congratulations. Momentum-wise, just everything. 15 plays, 80 yards in a third quarter here, Jim, that has been dominated by Freedom. Recall their first possession ended in a fumble that they gave up the ball. They forced Easton 3 and out, so they have really had their way in this third quarter. That's the good news. The bad news is they do only have those 3 points.
Right, but they needed to get points out of that drive, Mike, because of the fact, look at the time they took off the clock, over 7 minutes. They needed to come up with something there. They come up empty there, mentally, you're in trouble there a little bit.
You're absolutely right, because it's obviously a 2-score game now for Easton. 2nd down and 10. Holly remains the quarterback. In play action, looking to set and throw, and does, and the pass is complete. That was DeLauro on the reception. There is a penalty marker down on the play, and if this is against Easton.
Ineligible downfield on the offense, 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Now, we mentioned the inconsistencies. They do come in here with a 5-1 record, but it just has not been that kind of an Easton kind of year. Beat Woodson to start the year 30-8. Edged Emmaus 14-13. Knocked off Allen 34-6. Lost to Whitehall 26-14. Real statement game for them so far was Central Catholic. They won 24-3. And last week Nazareth 38-2. Holly's pass intended for Simmons falls incomplete.
Well, Freedom defense has him now in exactly the position you would want to have him in. Holly, as good an athlete as he is now, that's a tough pass to throw all field. Have him now in that, once again, 3rd and 15, which is a good position for them to be in defensively.
Minute 21 to go here in the third. And Jared Holly looking and seeing something he doesn't like. So he'll use a timeout and retreat over to the sidelines. Give us an opportunity to take a look at this weekend's schedule. Later tonight, Wilson Northern Lehigh. If you're watching this live on a Friday night, we'll replay this one 10 in the morning. Live NCAA college football, McDaniel and Muhlenberg. Wilson Northern Lehigh repeat, and then live tomorrow night it'll be Parkland and Central. Sunday we'll replay Lehigh Yale for you, and at 1 o'clock Jim Krupka on the lanes, the Mixed Scotch Doubles Bowling Championship. Another busy weekend on TV2. Also, a reminder, the lineup is set for the George B. Yasso Tip-Off Classic Banquet at Johnston Hall. Tuesday, November 13th. Doug Collins, former 76er and current NBA analyst, will be the guest speaker. We'll have more on that. As Holly's pass falls incomplete, intended for Walls.
They're trying to spread the field out, Mike. They try to get Walls coming back underneath there, and that pass just not going to happen for him right now.
Now the penalty, and that's, I'm sure, what Steve Shifford is saying. It's been a big part of their demise so far in this football game. They had a first down. A low kick, returnable for running. And he'll be able to work it to about the 48-yard line, swarmed under by, among others, number 31, Kyle Frankenfield. Jarrell Swick, number 66, also in coverage. For more information on that Tip-Off Classic Banquet to be held November 13th, you can contact Spud Yasso at 610-217-6685. Jim, that's an event that you've been at every year, and that's going to be another big house. They've already had 400 tickets sold, and they can only max to about 6. So if you're looking to be a part of that night, you better make some arrangements. Right on the carry, but not for much, as Keenan Walls about 3 yards deep in the backfield. A loss of 5 on first down. Liberty 14, Northampton 7, that ball game in the third quarter. Weaver play action. With time, looking for Zanoni, falls incomplete. In coverage, Brent Reel.
Interesting, Mike, as I watched that pattern downfield, if Weaver would have held the ball about another second, he had Yusef Reddick wide open down the middle of the field, and I'm sure they're going to put that one in their bank and keep it back there and think about that a little bit later on in the game, because he had both people beat deep downfield. Weaver, with especially that arm strength of his, able to get that ball down there.
20 ticks remain, third quarter. Patriots looking to add to a 10-0 lead, 3rd and 15. Weaver tried to look off the defense, Valecki, and Valecki gets it past the original line of scrimmage plus maybe a yard. Manigault there defensively, and that might do it for the third quarter. When we return, Freedom will be faced with 4th and 9 and probably a punting situation. They lead it 10-0.
Since the overhead door company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
Patriots lining up in punt formation. We'll send it down on the field in Regina Potocny.
Mike, coming into this game, the Freedom Patriots knew what it was going to take to get into the district playoffs. Coach Schroeder told us this week, that it's been all season long. Even before this season, they've been talking about getting this playoff run. And coming into this week, they know what they had to do. His team is more mature and veteran. He likes that about them. They had a great week of practice. But he said, we know what the big picture is, but in essence, it's week to week. That's what it's going to have to take to get the job done. So coming out here tonight, being up 10-0, going into the fourth quarter against Easton is a good step for his program.
Well, they still have some football to go, not the best of punts. And Easton will have the ball down 10 from their own 36-yard line. There's absolutely no looking ahead, especially in this division of the Lehigh Valley Conference, this Northampton division. Both teams with similar schedules remaining. Here's Holly. This could get interesting. Holly, a little juke step. He's still on his feet, turns it upfield, and Jared Holly has an Easton first down. Does it get any better than that?
Calm, cool, collected in that pocket. Surveys the area.
Serrano was the guy who finally caught him. His poise is just beyond comprehension at times, Jim.
Yep, now he thinks he's on a punt return. Mike, sideline to sideline. He just changes gears, that's it. Now I'm a punt returner. You don't realize only his third start at the quarterback position.
I've been informed that his college choices have been dwindled to about 6 or 7. Virginia, Pitt, Penn State. Stanford's also in the running. I think Michigan. And as good a football player as Jared Holly is, Jim, I think everybody in the Lehigh Valley and in the community would agree he's that much better of a person and a human being. This is just a terrific example of what a high school football player is all about.
I couldn't agree with you more, Mike. He's just an excellent person. Every time you see him, he's very polite, always talks to you. He's just a great kid. I mean, it's just, with that much accolades, sometimes I can get into a high school kid's head especially, but nowhere near in Jared Holly's head.
Absolutely. Here's Fish, and he will have an Easton first down. Worst case scenario here for Freedom is if they try to, back off here. There's a long way to go in this football game, and you could just see that Jared Holly now trying to will this team perhaps another victory.
And we haven't seen that before either, Mike, right?
Oh, man. And from how many different positions? Whether it be as a punt blocker, a field goal blocker, an interceptor defensively, a running back, and now maybe as a quarterback. This play stuffed at the line of scrimmage with Wright, Michael Mazika, and a host of Patriot defenders there.
Well, there's no question what this is right here. This is gut check time for the Freedom Patriots. Do you want to be in the playoffs? Do you want to be in the upper division? You were in one of these games a couple of weeks ago, and you let it slip away. Now you got to do it right now, right at this time.
Eights have been defeated just twice. Once to Parkland, one against Central, where they led by 14. Holly was looking to throw, went to damage control and turned it into about a 6-7 yard gain. They'll be faced with third down. Muzika, number 11, leading the defensive attack.
Big third down here for the Rovers and for the Pates. Pates hold them here. 9:21 and counting on the clock. They get a good drive going. They could be in the driver's seat.
Well, this will be interesting, the approach. I would have to think they're thinking they have 2 downs to pick up this 7 yards. I would fully expect them to go on 4th. Holly looking downfield for a lot more. That'll fall incomplete. Pressure coming from Anthony Carter.
And that's the big thing. Getting inside pressure really makes the job for the defensive backs a lot easier. Defense covered very, very well down the field. Jamel Lee was in right position, but Carter forcing that throw to happen quicker than it needed to.
Well, some patience here being shown across the way as Steve Schiffert is sending out the punting team. Dale Wilson still looking over at the sidelines. And it is indeed a fake. Snap it to the up-back. That is real.
You knew it was coming, Mike. You knew it was coming.
And the Red Rovers feel they have enough for the first down. It is very close. Red Rovers continuing to claim that they've made the first down. We're going to see a measurement.
You know, we talked about that earlier in the game tonight. You know, Coach Schiffert, very, very notorious for pulling those fake punts off.
Well, you're liable to see anything here now with under 9 minutes to go and his team down 10-0. Surprising part to me is that we saw the punting team there. I really felt it was a 4 down. He was obviously looking at it in the same scenario, but in a different approach. And it is indeed an Easton first down.
Well, it's two things, Mike. It's a first down, but it's also a momentum builder right now. And that's the thing that Coach Roeder's got to really fight for his defensive group, because now you got your heads down. You can even tell the way they walk back out on the field. Now you get back into that famous, we're expected to lose. You know, you got to watch yourself now when you're in that position.
Brett Reel had 1 carry prior to tonight's game, and it was for 27 yards. So Holly back out on the field with his offense. Trips formation to his left. He looks in that direction and had nowhere to go. Blanket coverage, and Holly forced to take the sack.
I'll give credit again to that up front line. You got a lot of good guys up there. Dan McMahon up front. You got Carter. You got people doing the job up front, and that's what counts there. Dave Harvey. Those 3 guys are teeing off right now, and they're putting Freedom on their back right now, and those are the guys that are going to be the big keys here as he goes back to pass.
Encarnacion leading the defensive charge. 3 down linemen. Same formation offensively for Easton. Holly this time rolls left. Fires quickly to the outside, and it is caught. We're on the reception, number 31, Frankenfield. But that picking up just about 3, maybe 4 yards.
You can see how this trips formation. Frankenfield goes down and runs out to the sidelines. Nice job of catching that football by Frankenfield.
3rd down 7, clock becoming somewhat of an issue now. 7:27 to go in the 4th. Hardbridge and Fish, the split backs. Holly looked left, came back to Gary Fish. Completes, he gets it to about the 26. They're going to be faced with another 4th down.
And don't worry, the punt team wasn't coming on the field this time. 4th and 4 here as the play comes in from the sidelines as number 31 brings it in, Kyle Frankenfield.
Patriots faithful rise as one to cheer on the defense.
And Holly's going to be in the shotgun formation.
And he was looking to run back to the weak side, and Freedom had that played almost like they were in their huddle, and the Patriot defense will hold. Jermel Lee was the first man there, number 5.
Credit Coach Roeder with the right defensive call. There must have been a breakdown here. Look at that. They're blocking on that side, non-existent for the Red Rovers, Mike. Simple arithmetic. Carter in there was not being moved, and Holly had nowhere to go.
Anthony Carter, 66. I have to give credit to Jason Roeder and his staff. Yeah, that play designed to clear a lot of people out of there, and it almost looked like defensively they knew what was coming as they had people there to defend against Jared Holly. We're lucky now the motion man, and they hand to Isaiah Wright. And now now more important than first downs is hang on to the football for freedom. Keenan Walls on the tackle. Let's go down to Regina.
After that sack by the Freedom Patriot defense, Coach Roeder was ecstatic. You don't see him very much happy a lot on the sidelines. He's very always intense and knows what's going on, but he was very excited. He gave us a big fist pump, slapped all his players high five coming off the field. You can feel the emotion down here, and it's what his team needed. He said they need that spark. We have it. We just have to show it. And that was a big play for their confidence and the season for the Freedom Patriots.
Second down and 9. Zanoni, the motion man. Keep it on the ground. Collins, good second effort. Clock under 5.5 minutes. Manigault on the stop. Freedom offense faced with 3rd and 5. Yeah, this not the easiest of calls to make. If you pass and it falls incomplete, you stop the clock. That's Lee getting worked on. Appears to be okay.
Like you might see the option here without that pitch. That's what I'm thinking about. They've had a lot of success with that this evening.
Excuse me, Jim.
Keep that ball in his hands, not pitching.
Absolutely. They are in a passing set with a trips formation. Weaver milking the clock as far as he can, and they will throw. It's Yusef Riddick to the 40. He's to the 10. Dives to the pylon. And out at the half-yard line is Yusef Riddick.
I'll give credit to the offensive staff. They took a chance. They took a shot on a real quick pattern. And Riddick was off to the races. It was just a matter of could he make it to the corner of the end zone or not. As he comes up short, but what a tremendous effort by Riddick. What a great call by the offensive staff.
Play covering 64 yards. It needed 64 and a half. And our Walters Pharmacy, great play of this football game. And I think you just saw it.
They spread him out, Mike, and they hit that quick opener over the middle, something that they've been looking at all game long. They've had success with that quick hit over the middle, and there you see it. He just about makes it into the end zone.
Yeah, I don't know that shouldn't have been a touchdown. I don't know if we could take a closer look at that. It was Jared Holly with the hustle there, and thanks once again to Walters Pharmacy for sponsoring our great play, but it looked like really that football had broken the plane and looked like it should. Yeah, we're on TV though. Yeah, it was closer. Well, the ball's actually out. It's actually out. It's actually a fumble. Yeah, that's actually a fumble.
You're right, Mike. That is a fumble. Yeah. Oh, it looks like Riddick just got the wind knocked out of him as he fell there on the pylon.
Yeah, either way, it's going to stand as a 64-yard gain, and it'll be spotted at the half-yard line. Joe Weaver now 5 for 10, 114 yards passing in the second half. None bigger than that one. Yeah, they're a little wound up here. They're up here hollering at us.
Well, this is a monumental win in the program for Freedom High School, and that's why everybody's so excited to see an opportunity like this happen for them.
Weaver on the keeper, and I don't think he got in there. No signal. And then that really maybe not the worst thing, as that will take some more time off of the clock as well. Yeah, you brought it up, Jim. I was thinking the same thing going into the fourth quarter. When's the last time Easton was shut out in a football game?
It would have to be a long, long time ago.
And Weaver this time is in for the score.
Great job once again by Weaver. Body control. Good job by the offensive line. Big time plays tonight by Joe Weaver. Running the ball, throwing the ball. Kept this team on its back in the second quarter. Drove down the field, and now looks like he might have put the finishing touches on a Freedom win right here.
36th meeting between these two, and the significance of tonight's game. And it certainly looks like Freedom is well on their way to winning. In this series, they have won just 5 times, the last coming in 2000. Weaver into the end zone for the second time in this football game. He has played perhaps his finest game.
No question about it, Mike. This has been his finest hour in a Freedom uniform. I mean, he's been the quarterback for 2 years, but tonight I think puts the signature on that. Just an outstanding job, and that run in the first half up the sidelines was the key, I think, that turned this game right around.
They talked about a signature win. Coach Roeder the same, and again, coming in here, this is a program that over the last 2 years, once the calendar turns to October 1st, including last week's win against Northampton, 2-9. 2-9 after October 1st. They are looking for just their 3rd win. Forget wins in November. We're talking in October, let alone winning and starting getting involved into playoff scenarios. But to keep on pace and to continue with their thought, Coach Roeder, we want to keep on playing in meaningful games. That will continue certainly next week. If this one stands certainly the way it looks. And next week, Freedom will have Bethlehem Catholic on Saturday night. Bethlehem Catholic Saturday. They have Nazareth on Friday, October 26th, and then close out the regular season against Liberty. Also on Saturday, Holly's still on his feet, and now will be swarmed under. Micah and Jermel Lee combining on the stop.
Mike, you feel bad for Jared Holly because he's done his effort. He's done his part to try to keep this group in the ball game all night long. He just hasn't had the protection. He just hasn't had the opportunities to show his athleticism the way he normally does.
Yeah, it's Tulla's team, a team sport, and it always has been and always will be. Second down, 19. Holly play action. Keenan Walls on the reception. And that will go for a gain of close to, maybe 18 yards, 17 yards. It'll bring up a more manageable second down or third down and 2. Avoids the first wave, which was Anthony Carter.
Mike, if we get another look at that play, I'm going to show you why the score is 17-0 in real easy essence, because you're going to see people coming off the corners as they have all night long, and especially Anthony Carter. He comes off that corner right away, unblocked. Fortunately, Holly, with his athletic ability, gets out of that, but that's the kind of thing. When you have to get out of that position right away, you have to go to damage control, and that's just been so hard for Jared Holly all night.
Holly stepping out of bounds about a half yard shy of a first down. So they need at least a yard here. Not going to happen. Harbridge thrown for a loss on fourth down, and Freedom with Dave Harvey leading the charge. A minute 47 away from knocking off Easton.
We've given credit all night to that up front group, Dave Harvey being one of them. We said that three-man rotation up front has caused a lot of problems for Easton all night long.
Right as the Patriots keep it on the ground, and look at Isaiah as he rips off a run of 11 yards on the first down.
But he's had a very, very good night, Mike. Whenever he's been called upon to do what he needs to do, showed that explosion. There you see, look at how fast he's getting up through that line. You know, the last couple times we saw him, he was doing a good job, but he really wasn't exploding. Tonight, he's exploded.
He made that point in the first half, and it was appropriate as well. Yeah, he ran with that little attitude that you like to see from the back, but I think you can say that about a number of these Freedom players, Jim. They have that little chip on their shoulder, that attitude like, you know, we expect to win this football game, and there is a difference, as everybody in the business will tell you. Weaver takes a knee. Easton does have a couple of timeouts, but, you know, really not, you know, significant at this point. Freedom showing some good sportsmanship, actually, here by taking the knee. 40 seconds. Jason Roeder and the Freedom Patriots have their signature win that they have been after. Still 14 seconds on that clock. Jason Roeder wearing the Gatorade, but his team wearing a 17-0 win over perennial District 11 power Easton, and it is now official. 17-0 your final. Ariako's player of the game. Jim, I don't think any surprise here.
No question about it, Mike. The man who took everybody on his back all night long. This is the run right here that I think turned the tide in this whole ball game. There you see it, 8 for 16, 144 yards, 43 yards on the ground, 2 TDs, and some great poise when he needed to have it happen.
8 of 16, 144 yards. He rushed for a couple of touchdowns. Joe Weaver is Ariako's player of the game, first caller Monday morning after 9 o'clock, 610-434-7833, and identify Joe Weaver. And you will be rewarded with a gift certificate from the good folks from Yako's. Well, Jim, it makes, as you have been predicting all year, it makes now for our final 3 weeks just that more interesting. And you really get the sense that this loss will, in all probability, knock Easton out of an opportunity at any kind of a share of the conference. We'll have some final thoughts when we return. 17-0 Freedom.
Hey, football fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the fabulous GE Kickoff Sale. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department, and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall, and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult. For quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition.
We consider every community a signature, each new home a showcase. and every real estate transaction a milestone. And that's precisely why people look to the Spectrum Group for new levels of excellence. Spectrum Homes, Spectrum GMAC Real Estate, Spectrum Land Development. The difference is in the details.
The biggest win this football program has seen, I would say, Jim, since the 02 team that wound up 7-4 and made it to the District 11 tournament. Certainly in the regime of Jason Roeder, and he is standing by with Regina right now.
Coach, you were waiting for this all season. Talk about your team's efforts tonight.
Well, I mean, I can't say enough about my kids. I can't say enough about the preparation my coaching staff put into us. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for our program. I'm happy for the Freedom football community. This is a big night for us.
How big is it, in essence, everything?
We'll find out. We're going to find out in the next couple weeks how big this is. We got to keep still doing things our way and keep fighting and prepping, and we're going to try and make a run at this thing.
What kind of statement does this make, not only for you, but for your players as well?
We just beat Easton. Right? We're Freedom, and we just beat Easton, so that's a big statement for us. Right? He gets on TV. So we're, like I said, I'm just happy for them, and we're going to keep pushing here.
All right, congratulations, Coach. Go enjoy it. Guys, back up to you.
Yes. Coach Roeder, the proud father of two sons, John 2 and Ryan 7 months. I guess John that was, sharing in the celebration. But he makes a key point, Jim Wills. There's a lot of work to be done yet if you are going to be one of the top 8 teams. This will push them into the 8 right now, but there are some major tests that lie ahead, and it'll start next Saturday here with Bethlehem Catholic.
Oh, there's no question about it, Mike. They've knocked down the door, and now they want to continue going on this winning wave.
Thanks for your efforts once again on behalf of Regina Potocny, Jim Wills, Andy Himmelwright, our director and producer, Boyd Ewell, our capable spotter and halftime analyst for all of us here at 2 Sports Service Electric. I'm Mike Zambelli. Thanks for watching Lehigh Valley Conference Football. Freedom a winner, 17-0 your final.
The preceding has been a presentation of 2 Sports, the leader in local sports coverage.